How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I wanted to talk about 8 tips to help you stay away from alcohol during tough times. You know, regardless of what we're going through now, it's going to be tough times. For a start, we're on day 10 of our lockdown now in Spain. Just to avoid getting the old cabin fever and stuff, I'm marching around the house like a lunatic most of the time, you know, just getting out every so often, coming back in, getting a bit of work done, getting back out again. I'm lucky, look, guys, I think I'm really fortunate that I can stay at home and do the job that I like doing. I love doing this job and I can do it from home. There's a lot of people who are going to be losing their jobs, a lot of people coming out at the end of this thing that are, going to be a lot worse off than when we started. So I think it's time for us to really, as individuals, to look after yourself, to make sure that you come through this in one piece. I'd hate to think going back 7 years ago what I would have been like. We're talking about the crazy people buying all the toilet roll. For me, it would have been really, me filling up my shopping trolley with booze and, hunkering down for thinking it was going to be a couple of weeks. This ain't going to be over in a couple of weeks. I think it's a couple of months, 2, 3, 4 months. Even then, I'm not sure, how long it's going to stay. So yeah, it's just one of those things that I'm glad I don't drink anymore. I feel a lot stronger for myself for not doing it, a lot more in control of myself. So anyway, get on to the tips. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber and click the notification button. And I'd love to hear what you're going through, what you're going through in terms of stopping drinking alcohol and staying away from alcohol. That's the important thing, is to not let these kind of things get onto you. All we have to do is stay at home. I think the worst that we're going to have is boredom and stuff, so look, number one is to just take it slowly. This is a simple process. It's black and white. It's a binary decision. You just don't put the alcohol into your mouth. But it's not going to change in one day just because you've stopped putting the alcohol in your mouth. It's going to take a long time for those changes to come about. Now, it's a day-to-day thing. You get better every day. The feelings that you're missing out on something disappear. The more distance you put between yourself and the alcohol, the easier it becomes to move forwards. The second piece of advice is just to commit to those 30 days. I think that's one of the biggest things, not to start thinking to yourself that you've got a task that you're going to have to handle for the rest of your life. Because guaranteed, once you get past the first 30 days, 60 days, that's why we have the transition period within Habits Unplugged, is because we're constantly trying to say to people, look, get through the transition, and then you go into transformation, and that's when all the real changes start to happen. Transition is really when you're trying to get your head around not drinking, and just commit yourself to the 30 days. Then when you're going into the next phase of this, you're starting to head into day 26, 27, then start thinking about the next 30 days. You're trying to get automaticity in your day-to-day life, in those that drinking that you would normally do on a day-to-day basis. The third thing is just to experiment. Only what kind of a life that you want to live. Only you know what kind of things you want to do in your life, and it's there for you to discover. If you try and live the same type of life that you're living before you stop drinking, you're going to fail, because it's just impossible. To a lot of the friends that you have, you're going to have to get rid of. Because it's just incompatible with the person that you want to be now. So it is experimentation. When you're at home during these times, if you're on a lockdown, you've got to experiment with what you want to do, with what you like to do. Get out those old board games, try hobbies, grow herbs, do anything that you feel that is different. This is an opportunity to expand on yourself, to really look for those things that you've, to plan and prepare the things that you want to do afterwards. So do try different things, try family, work, hobbies, look for the needs that would be, you're not looking at what is myself in the old habit. You're looking at where do I want to go in the new habit? They say that if you really want to change things, you start to live the life of the person that you want to be. You know, I remember that one of my gym instructors saying to me a couple of years ago, he said, you know, you've got the body of the life that you live. If you want to have the body of a bodybuilder, for instance, you've got to live the life of a bodybuilder. If you want to have the body of a long distance runner, you've got to live that life. If you want to have a good body, you know, you have to live that life. He said the type of body that you've got is because of the lifestyle that you had and that you've been living. So, you know, that's the way to think about your life as well, that your life is, you are the person that you are because of the life that you've been living. If you want to live a different life, you've got to start living like the person that you want to become. So, the next one is just to get outside of your comfort zone. You know, this is something which is going to push you. It's going to push you into a level of discomfort that it's nothing more than that for most people. 99.9% of people are not going to go through anything near anything which is damaging to them or long-term physically damaging. If that is a possibility for you, you already know that. You know, these people get up in the morning, they live alcohol from the time they get up until the time they go to bed. They're the people that need to worry, and they need to go and get medical help. They need to be medically brought down off the alcohol before they can even start to look at the psychological stuff or the lifestyle stuff. But for most people, that's not the case. Most people are going to go through discomfort. And if you want to change, you've got to push yourself out of your comfort zone and into your discomfort zone in order to make those changes happen. So the next one is don't worry about perfection. You know, everybody is going to make mistakes in this journey. Everybody. So no matter where you are, what you're doing on this journey, you know, there's nobody that's perfect. You know, I'm not talking about perfection in the terms of drinking. There should be no reason why you drink. Like I say, it's a black and white thing. It's a one thing or another. You drink or you don't drink. There's no difficult choices there. It's very, very extremely simple. I drink or I don't drink. If I don't drink, then I deal with that, and then I start to push myself in the direction that these are the things that I have to do if I want to keep myself from not drinking, or to change my life in the sense that I don't think about alcohol anymore. To change my life so that I never want to think about alcohol anymore. Next is to know your reasons why, you know, to have that really front and center of why why you're doing this. What my whole thing was about my son. It was about me thinking about myself as a father and the emotions that stirred up in me, and those getting stronger and stronger, and me thinking worse things about myself. And I'm not an advocate of beating yourself up physically or mentally, but if it helps you to escape from a situation, a mental model that you're living, which is destructive and is killing you, then I'm all for it, you know. Beat yourself up until you get across that line, and then start, you know, patting yourself on the back, then giving yourself, telling yourself you're doing well. The final tip is just to stay clear and focused, to write things down, make a video of yourself. It's one of the things that we tell our members in Habits Unplugged from a really early stage, is to sit down in front of the camera and make a video of themselves as they are now. I'm not talking about a drunken video. That's a foolish thing to do. I'm talking about something which is you're talking to your future self and you're saying, look, this is who you can be. Look at me where I am now. I don't want to be this way. This is the reason why I'm doing this, why I'm stopping. These are the physical reasons. These are the mental reasons. And this is where I hope to go. And just because you say this is where you hope to go doesn't mean to say you're going to get there. You know, you're more than likely going to change your mind about what you do once you do get clear and focused, because your expectations change. Your whole framework of thinking changes. You know, clear and focused. You become much clearer as you're going forward. The more distance you put between yourself and the old drinking self, you know, the old style of who you are, the drinker, you become much more focused on where you're going. And that is one of the things that is going to help you greatly in the future, because it pulls you forwards instead of pulling you back. So let me know in the comments what you're doing at this time. You know, share what you're doing just to keep yourself sane, to keep yourself on the right track. If you've got any tips yourself about what helped you to stop drinking alcohol, I'd love to hear them, and so would everyone else. So let us know. There's a link down below for the book 10 Steps to Stop Drinking Alcohol. You can download that from our website over on alcoholmastery.com. There's also a $1 trial on Habits Unplugged. That's our program for helping people to stop drinking. Stay safe. Keep the alcohol out of your mouth. Onwards and upwards. All right, take care. Bye now.